Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the best lineup in Madden 24, the best MUT team. I'm going to give you what I'm doing. I'm going to give you some options to differ. I'm going to give you my opinions, my thoughts, and my actual real-life human being emotions when it comes to John Madden Ultimate Team. Building a MUT lineup, you guys know no one better than me when it comes to building this stuff. I don't know why Terry Bradshaw Blonde Bomber is in this because he's just not on my team, quite frankly. Let's get into it, though. Let's talk about offense. QB spot, Michael Vick. I think he's a dog. I think he is the best QB as of right now, September 18th, 2023. I believe he is the best QB by far. Now, I am a believer in using gift wrap. This is something that will let you hold on to more passes. You'll hold on to a lot more high balls. If you highball the ball a lot, I really do think gift wrap is important. And some people will call it a placebo ability. It's not, that is incorrect. You could go without gift wrap, but you are at risk of dropping some passes. If you play enough games, you will see it. I've seen it enough where I'm like, I do not want to risk that in these high stakes MCS, these pro tournaments. I don't want to risk that stuff. So we use gift wrapped. Maybe my mind changes in the future. Right now, it's not. Gunslinger, faster passing speed. This was a little bit more debatable. I'm a big believer in you need to use Gunslinger for the sole purpose that when I hit one of my receivers' buttons, right, I want to make sure that ball gets off. I don't want to throw out a sack. I want to give myself the best chance to get the ball to my receiver and then to catch the ball. Okay, that's why I've always had that mentality of when I hit one of these buttons and I'm throwing to an open receiver, I need the ball to get out of my quarterback's hands. I need him to catch it. That's why I have to. So in this game, I do believe Gunslinger and gift wrap are pretty necessary. I think Warren Moon is the number 2 quarterback. And if you prefer righties over lefties, I think it's just Warren Moon then in general. I think Warren Moon he's pretty good. Honestly, all the QBs are kind of ass. Warren Moon is the second least ass in my opinion. Let's skip over skill positions though and just quickly talk about offensive line. The only ability I have here is on Gene Upshaw. It is called Tear Proof. I don't know if this actually does anything. I had a free AP. It increases resistance to rip pass rush moves, which is typically when a double team gets split, it's typically up like that, which I hope Madden classifies as a rip. This would be a rip going up. A swim would be down, right? Going up would be this rip move. Really hoping that's how they qualify or classify it. Could easily get rid of this though. And then across the offensive line, honestly, I'm not a nerd. I don't think too deep into it. I just get the best players, right? These guys are out of position. They are the 87 and 88 overall versions of Dan Dierdorf and Gene Upshaw. It does not matter if they're out of position. They are still they're actually the overalls, right? Even though the overalls are lower, they have the high ratings. So them having the lower overalls, kind of irrelevant in my opinion. I think Bo Jack's the best running back in the game by far. I really love running back apprentice. I think angle routes or Texas routes from the backfield are just ridiculously good. But if you want to use jukebox on him, I could not blame you even for a moment. Jukebox is really good, especially when you start stringing them together. Juke, take a handoff, immediately juke, stuff like that. It's really good. It's pretty OP. It's not OP to the point where I want it patched, but it's pretty good. And yeah, can't blame anybody there, right? I should mention really fast, by the way. 25 Campus Heroes, 25 Cowboys. I believe that's the theme team I'm rocking. So they're going to get +1 speed to about 50 different players on the team. So yeah, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. So I do apologize for kind of not mentioning that. But nonetheless, a lot of my backups are just fillers to fill in those spots too, by the way. Same with like fullback, it's just a filler spot. Wide receivers, we have Jalen Hyatt. He's going to be an ultimate kickoff card. He's pretty good, although he's probably the first one who's going to go on this team when we get a new, better receiver who could fill his spot. Tyreek Hill, fastest card in the game. I could have built a theme team for the Dolphins or the Chiefs to maximize Tyreek Hill. I didn't, but I can't blame anybody who does. And I have used Slot Apprentice on Tyreek in the past. I don't currently have it activated, but certainly a really, really good thing. I love Slot Apprentice. Gives you these posts, corners, crossers that are really, really, really lethal in Madden 24. Now going to this is actually our slot wide receiver. It's our wide receiver 2. I have him in our slot inside the specialist. Calvin Johnson. I think your slot wide receiver, he runs a lot of corner routes for me, runs a lot of posts and crossers. Want him to be tall, want him to be big. I think he's the best receiver in the game. Calvin Johnson's an absolute dog. All the other receiver spots, right, just filler. At tight end, Shannon Sharp, I think, is the guy. Gronk, I know is the hot name, but Shannon Sharp can juke. The juke is just way too good in this game to, I think, not have, especially when you have a tight end who, for me, catching a lot of flat passes, I want him to juke in, juke out at a pretty high clip. And so That's why Shannon is my current guy. When there's another guy, I don't even know if I would leave him until there's another guy who can juke, who's then better. I don't know if I will. I think it's tough to make the argument too. Let's talk about defense. You're gonna see a lot more players out of position here, so that's what this actually brings my overall down quite a bit. Jabril Cox at my middle linebacker 1, right? You see, like, these guys are very out of position. So we're gonna assume I'm running nickel 3-3 or nickel 3-3 Cub, which are my main defenses. You can find those over on civil.gg, full breakdowns of how I run those, along with offensive stuff over on civil.gg. It's a pretty good $14.99 a month investment. You get 25% off, by the way. Use code PREMIUM. It's only offered you guys. Code PREMIUM. Link top description. Get yourself some good offense and some good D. All right, boys. Look, DeMarcus Ware and LT are gonna be my defensive ends. I wish I had that Micah Parsons from the MCS. He'd be here instead. I don't have him. Had to buy LT. Is what it is. But yeah, these guys are dogs. I need to actually throw on, I have 4 AP. So I need to throw on defensive rally at DeMarcus Ware or on DeMarcus Ware LT. And I'll do that right now. We'll talk about why. So I'm really not a believer that any defensive ability is too good in this game. And defensive rally adds a pass rush point to all linemen on 3rd and 4th down. So if you run a defense where you guys be shedding a little bit, you can get better sheds on 3rd and 4th down. It's not game breaking. You might not even notice it a ton, but for the time being, I'm going to rock. That's what I'm rocking. And I'm rocking 2 pick artists as well, okay? At my outside corner spots, we have Stephon Gilmore and Joey Porter. Both those guys are getting the +1 speeds. Joey Porter with a pick artist right there. I like Gilmore here. I mean, we can look at his stats. It's kind of what I'm looking for my outside corners. We got to have speed. Have to. I actually don't want them to be too tall. 6'1" is a pretty good height. But yeah, that's pretty good height. Press coverage really good. These guys are going to press a lot. Man coverage is +3. We have those strat cards we'll talk about here in a second. Zone coverage a little low. And honestly, there's probably a debate that maybe I should try bumping that up. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's kind of what I'm looking at for my outside guys. Our slot corner is going to be, actually, we'll go to that in a second. Primetime is going to play up top safety. Really low press, but great athlete. Primetime, typically in Madden, is going to be an up top safety a lot of times, in my experience. That or like a blitzing slot or something, okay? Bland is a Cowboy guy. He's decent. He doesn't play a ton unless I'm in dollar, but keep that in mind. And then my outside linebackers in nickel 3-3 and nickel 3-3 Cub are sub linebackers Sean Taylor and Eric Berry. Athletic, fast, good ratings across the board. Really want athletic, fast guys for your sub linebackers at your outside linebacker spots, okay? So that's kind of talking about that. Oh, and defensive tackle is Javon Hargrave. I actually don't like him. I've loved some defensive tackles in the past. Loved Sapp earlier this year. Loved Haloti Ngata all of last year. Don't love these guys. Special teams, we have Brandon McManus, and then we actually have a Seahawk here still for my Seahawks team. Haven't updated that yet. I mean, easy place to steal a Cowboy spot, but whatever. Prime time, great kick returner, right? Pretty self-explanatory. Specialist, Bo Jackson. If you want your starting halfback at both these spots, and then we're at slot wide receiver, I have Calvin, right? We talked about why. Sub linebacker 1, that's going to be my user, Cam Chancellor. Sub linebacker 2 is just going to be Eric Berry to get him there. And then you can see our pass rush right here. I need to actually get LT into this spot right here. Can I get him here? Yes, I can. Awesome. Usually I'll just summon him in. But yeah, you can see that. Our slot corner, where is he hidden? Antonio Cromartie plays slot for us. I need to throw him here, actually. I have not done that yet, which is just shame on me. I need to do a better job of like getting my stuff together, I guess. But yeah, Antonio Cromartie plays slot for me. Good attributes across the board. Fast, tall, all that good stuff. Pretty basic. Strategy cards right now are going to be +2 deep route running, +2 main coverage. I probably need to rethink those possibly, and I also got to get a new team affinity thing. Yeah, I'm not the best team builder in the world, boys. I'm just not, okay? Eagles offense, 4-6 defense, pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Love the Lions unis. Dan Campbell, Lions starter stadium, all that good stuff. But yeah, boys, that's a quick rundown. What I believe is the best team in Madden 24 right now. If I was to upgrade this in any way, I'd probably throw a second tight end who's pretty good here because I do go into two tight end sets a decent amount. Fullback, kind of irrelevant. I'd also get a backup running back who's pretty good, and I have some coin, and I have a Super Bowl coming up, so hopefully I win that, get some more coin. Get a decent backup running back. I do have some free spots, right? And we saw a couple of lineup mistakes I made throughout this video where I could get, even you could go budget right here, or you go with a big dog and really have that. Because if you get into a game where you end up running a lot, Bo Jackson gets tired, which has happened to me. I don't want to put in Ronald Jones, right? He's a huge liability on the field going up against 88 overalls on defense. Could easily fumble, lose me a game. Don't want that. But yeah, boys, let's quickly run down my team. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And civil.gg is linked to top description, code PREMIUM. All right, men?